This is Running with Andy and welcome to week 16 and the final week of training for the Brighton Marathon 2022. There's nothing else I can do. Let's have a chat about it, shall we? And we're back. That was the last run on the training plan done, apart from tomorrow, because we arrive in Brighton a day early. We have to get our race pack, but I have to get my race pack Saturday, and I thought it might be a wise idea just to get a shakeout run tomorrow. Nothing massive, probably 3 kilometres or something like that, from the apartment to the race village and back, something like that. I'll work all that out tomorrow, but as far as I'm concerned, the training has been done. This week, this taper week, has been a really relaxed week. And when I say relaxed week, I've done one run, and that was yesterday. And that was a very easy run with 1 kilometre of slightly pushing the boundary. I think I went up to marathon pace, but the run was very easy. And the reason I've done that is just listening to my body, because this week it's really felt like I've needed to just really relax. I needed to recover, because I think the last 2 half marathon races that I've done have really caught up with me. If you haven't seen them, then maybe watch those videos after this, because they were with different results and different strategies. They were both, well, they were just brilliant races for me, and I really think, I'm really proud of the runs. The outcomes were very different, but very good as well, for me, of course. And yeah, anyway, I just want to talk a little bit about the 16-week Ben Parks marathon training plan that I've been following. So, as you can see, heavily annotated. Life gets in the way, as I've noticed, and these plans are, you can tailor them, because you can't really do them verbatim as they're written, because people have got lives, believe it or not, and I've made it my own. Sometimes I've done interval sessions when it was an easy day, and vice versa, and there are things that I could have done better, but that's life, isn't it? Things like, I got married last month in March, and we had a honeymoon, so there are certain days where I just couldn't train, and so obviously the volume went down and I had to try and compensate, and I think I've muddled through to week 16. I think we're ready, but anyway, that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about. I've packed my kit, I'm ready to go, I'm feeling good, and I've learned quite a lot about myself over the last 16 weeks. I've avoided injury, I've avoided COVID, which is, I'm really glad about, obviously, because I've heard so many stories about folks who've had to cancel their entry into Brighton this year because of COVID, or they got it years ago or months ago. They've still not made a full recovery, so I feel really glad that I've managed to swerve that. But all in all, I'm feeling much better. Physically and mentally, I'm in way better shape than I was 4 months ago, 16 weeks ago, and I started this training plan over Christmas, and it's just crazy to think how quickly this day has arrived. Yeah, that's life though, isn't it? It goes in the blink of an eye. But well, I'm optimistic for a good outcome on Sunday. I'm hoping to be sub 4:30. But I've got a few reasons for concern and a few reasons to get excited, so I'll just talk through them quickly. So what I wanted to do is talk about my favourite runs over the training block, or my favourite run and my least favourite run. So first of all, my favourite run, I had 3 to choose from, really, that stick in my mind. First of all, there was a trail run that I ran on the Malvern Hills, which was my long trail run, an 18k run in Storm Eunice. Do you remember Storm Eunice? Anyone from the UK? We had, from here anyway, we had 60-mile-an-hour winds plus, and I actually didn't think that, I thought the storm had passed. It hadn't. And that was really fun. Getting that run in the bag, getting that run done was a huge confidence booster, because that was me against the elements, against the elevation, against everything at the time, and managed to get that one done. I remember getting back in the car and feeling like, that was a real huge confidence booster. So that one was a real favourite. There was another one I could have chosen, which was my 5k Killarney park run, my first ever international bit of parkrun tourism. On mine and Laura's honeymoon, we went to Killarney and did a Saturday morning park run, and it was the first tempo run in my new Saucony Endorphin Speed 2s. Smashed my PB by 90 seconds, and I came round in 22 minutes 13 seconds. Couldn't believe it. It's the fastest I've ever run, and just absolutely blew my mind. And I remember just smiling the whole way around, thinking this is so much fun to do this park run. And I think that was one of the main reasons that I did so well on that park run, because I just really enjoyed it. But the one that I think I have to choose, and my best run, was the half marathon in Stafford, which is about 3 weeks ago now. Completely surprised myself by running a 1 hour 45 half marathon. My target was to go sub 2 hours, because that's something I could never, get below. I thought maybe 158 or maybe 155 if I was being greedy. Managed to hit a pace, and I just felt good, and came around with a 5-minute pace, average pace per kilometre, and yeah, managed to finish at 145, so I was delighted with that. And that's going to take some beating. I've got a couple of half marathons lined up for the rest of the year, so that will be the target to beat. So yeah, it probably has to be that, because that really felt like one of those moments where all the training had just come good. And obviously the new shoes I was wearing, which were the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2s again, had a little part to play. But yeah, just felt absolutely wonderful going into that race. And the week before that, I'd been on the honeymoon. So I keep saying this, but I think it was the Guinness, because we went to Ireland for our honeymoon, drank so much Guinness, and since then I've never run as fast. So I think Guinness makes you run faster. My worst run, now I did have a couple of contenders for this. Last week was right up there, and this is week 15 of marathon training. I went for a morning hill run up the Malverns again, and I just could not get going. I couldn't run more than a couple of 100 metres without needing to stop and walk. I just felt awful the whole morning. So that was a bit of a wake-up call, really. I think that was because I didn't fuel the night before properly. I didn't eat before I left, but that's a choice I usually make. But yeah, I just felt off the boil on that race and on that run, and that made me slightly concerned, but I think it was just one of those days. But the absolute contender has to be a run I did way earlier on in the training block, which was probably week 3, 4, 5, I can't remember, where I decided on the Saturday night to have a Indian. I had a jalfrezi, and then on the Sunday went for the long run, and it did not go well. Halfway round and onwards from, I think, kilometre 9, I was just in a mess. My stomach was just churning. I was cramping. I was not feeling good. So I learned a few lessons about that. I won't be eating a jalfrezi the night before the Brighton Marathon, put it that way. Positives, I've got to say, going into the marathon, are the new shoes. The Saucony Endorphin Speed 2s, you've heard me waxing lyrical about them. They've really just improved my running form. You've probably heard this a million times if you're interested in the shoe and watched as many videos as I have on them. The energy return is amazing. The ride is really super smooth. And what I just couldn't believe is I just seemed to outperform myself wearing them. I couldn't believe that I wasn't getting tired where I would usually tire. So I have to attribute a bit of the success to them, which I'm really glad that I purchased those shoes. So the improved PBs, 5k, 10k half marathon, all within this training block. In fact, all within the last 4 weeks, I've achieved a 5k, 10k and a half in those shoes. I've lost a bit of weight as well. I've probably lost about 5 kilos. So I'm carrying a little bit less weight, which is making me run a little bit quicker for longer. A couple of negatives, just to counterbalance all this positivity, is that I've only done 3 runs beyond a half marathon on this training block. I ran consecutive weeks, a 26k on my Sunday long run with a average pace of 6:14, a 28k, a 6:46 pace, and a 30k run with a 6:42 pace. Now, if I want to complete this marathon in less than 4:30, I need to be running below a 6:23 average pace. And if I'm feeling optimistic, a sub 4 hour, I need to be running below a 5:41 pace. Still don't know going into this what my strategy is. I want to enjoy this marathon, so I don't want to get too cooped up and too analytical and mathematical about what to do. I want to go and make mistakes if I'm honest, because I'm planning to run lots of marathons, and I want this first marathon, I want to make mistakes, as stupid as that sounds, because I want to be able to look back at what I did and improve, because that's life. That's what we have to do, is look back at what you did and put it down to experience. And finally, I just wanted to ask you guys, I need your inspiration. I want you to leave in the comments your favourite mantras, whether they're running based or just for life. Someone who commented on the channel, I'm so sorry I can't remember who it was, a few weeks ago said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And I love that, because that's going to happen to me undoubtedly. And I think that's a great quote. It's a Mike Tyson quote. So positive or negative, leave me your running quotes, leave me your mantras down below. You know mine, let go of your limits. And I'm just an ordinary bloke trying to do something extraordinary. If you know anything along those lines, please leave it below, and I will absorb all these good feelings and take it into Sunday. And finally, I just wanted to say a huge, huge thank you for following along my training journey, my running journey. It's far from over. I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving creating the content. I'm improving, which is really, I can't believe the improvement over the last 4 months. So I'm looking forward to creating more content. I'm looking forward to Sunday immensely. This might be one of the biggest achievements of my life. It's that big for me. To some people, it's just a marathon, it's just a run. But to me, this is absolutely huge. It's a bit of a metaphor, really, for anyone who doesn't think they're capable of something. I'm hoping that I can show you that it is, and you can smash those targets, smash those goals, and achieve what you want to achieve. But I think I'm going to stop talking. I think it's time to get this run done. So, wish me luck. I'll see you on Sunday. Of course, I've packed the GoPro. I will be vlogging the race. Race day vlog is coming soon. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm excited. I'm nervous in equal measure. Who knows what's going to happen? So take it easy. I will see you then. And yeah, I'm scared. Ta-da.